Morning, everyone. 8:35 on this very cold, icy, but sunny day here in Boston. Pre-opening comment video number 1676, and we had a lot of really important numbers come out this morning. And of course, most of them were good news for the market, meaning bad news. Good news economically, but the Fed is not getting it done. MESTER was on this morning, being interviewed by Sorkin and Leisman. And, she sounds kind of hawkish to me. Um, over five, and for quite a while, is the synopsis of that interview. Then, of course, we had personal income and spending, PCE deflator, core PCE, and I'll get to those. Okay, personal income up 0.6% versus expectation versus last time's 0.2. So that's great, except that it's not. Spending up 1.8. That's a fair number. X 1.1. So X the inflation adjusted pricing. PCE up 0.6 versus up 0.4 on a month over month, year over year, 5.4 versus 5.2. So also great, except that it's not because it makes the Fed that much more hawkish. And we had core PCE up 0.6 year over year, up 4.7 versus 4.3. To give you an idea of what the market thought about that, we were already down 227 in the Dow, 117 in the NAS, and 31 in the S&P. Currently, we're down 330 in the Dow, 47 in the S&P, and 200 in the NAS. Okay, a little bit of background from yesterday and last night. Carvana missed ever so slightly. They lost over $7 a share. I mean, really think about that. $7 a share for a stock selling at 9 that has a high of 376. I'm glad I never got involved. Beyond Meat had some decent numbers, a big surprise, a surprise beat, in fact, on the upside. It is 19.18 this morning, up $1.44, or just over 8%. Not bad, unless you paid $239 for it. Boeing had some interesting news. It's not really stock moving news. The stock is down $10 at 201. And the issue is probably more the market than their individual news. That news was that they were suspending deliveries of their 787 Dreamliner to check a possible issue with the manufacturing of a part that was not theirs. In any event, down. And just one more reason why I don't trade Chinese stocks. Alibaba yesterday was up over $10 at 104 pre-open. It managed to close $94 and change, down on the day after being 104, and today is down another 2.5. So, pretty ugly stuff. Also, I find it really interesting that Peloton keeps on putting out these ads about their people having they have a 92% continuation going forward from people who bought the bikes. Um, and that's kind of interesting. I don't really believe it, which is fairly typical for today's bullshit advertising, misstatements and such, no fact checkers. Um, it's really hard to think about that with Peloton down from, basically 175, currently trading at 1271, which for the week is down about 6.5%. However, their subscription business, if people actually did continue on, is ultimately scalable and has really, once the information is gathered and produced, really doesn't have any cost of goods sold, and yet the stock is $12.73, as I said, down from about 175. Okay, chart on the screen is the oil, which again got down into the 74 range. So 72 to 74 on the bottom, 82 to 84 on the top. The magnet pulling it, it's actually still up today. The magnet pulling it right back towards that or $80 level. Um, this seems to be a pretty easy one to trade. I mean, you know where your stops have to be. I'm a little bit disappointed today in the copper, which is down again. I added yesterday, and we are just sitting right at $4. Um, I think that this is another one that has a great stop. I mean, I would use the stop. I actually am using the stop because I'm long a futures contract here. I'm using a stop at 396.99. So under 397. This is 397.85 right here. Um, this line is the trend line, and we broke below. This is a daily. We broke below the 50-day, still well above the 200 and the 100 days. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on this, but I expect it to bounce from here. Okay, at 10 o'clock, we have existing home sales. They're looking for 620,000. We'll see how that goes. That could turn out to be a bad news for the industry as good news for the market. And Michigan consumer sentiment. Have a good